by sort of talking about what entrepreneurship means to you.
Entrepreneurship is a way for a family to take control of their own destiny by owning their own business. And I think it's an incredibly powerful thing to be able to give that opportunity to other people. And at Shaklee, we're on a mission to democratize entrepreneurship. Because so often, capital, money is given to only certain kinds of people. In the United States, for example, it's given only to mostly white men that come from 4 or 5 different cities. And there's people all over the country that want to be able to build and own their own business, and we have an opportunity to provide that to people.
This is a journey you've lived personally. You have a fascinating journey of entrepreneurship. And if anyone wants to listen and hear the stories and the lessons that Roger's learned along the way, please download his podcast at Your Best Life Now, and you can hear all of those stories. But for our time here today, why don't we start and focus on how those lessons really led you to Shaklee and why Shaklee is such a great choice for people today?
Well, one of the early lessons I learned was, in business, try to find a business that doesn't rely entirely just on you and your efforts and your time. Because if you do that, you're basically working for an hourly wage. And if you don't work, then you don't get paid. And everybody knows there's fitness trainers or massage therapists or hairstylists. They're all paid well for an hour, but at the end of the day, there's only so many hours in the day. So if you can create a business which extends beyond your personal efforts, that means that's something that can last, and it can be passed on, and it can grow and scale. And so at Shaklee, what we try to do is reward you not just for your personal efforts. So if you go get a customer, you get rewarded for that. But as that customer reorders, you also get rewarded for that. So that goes beyond your hourly investment in time. Plus, you get, by helping other people create their own entrepreneurial opportunity, you get to participate in their success as well. And so you can start to scale over time. And what's really powerful about that is the value of what a social network can become. And again, Facebook is made everything tangible for people. You know, when they did a study when they were 1.6 billion people, and they realized that everybody was connected in less than 4 degrees of separation. That means that somebody I know who knows somebody who knows somebody, that's 1.6 billion people. And so just think of the power of how, when people are going and desiring to be healthier, have more energy, have a more active, longer life, that as that goes around the world, you can create a business that you get to participate in lots of people's entrepreneurial business, sharing those products across geographies, across generations of time. It becomes a very, very powerful entrepreneurial concept.
You know, one of the things that people, I think, get nervous about when they think about starting their own business is, how do you manage the risk, right? Because there's lots of upside that we've been talking about, but there's some downside to owning your own business. Can you sort of share how you think about risk management in all of this?
There's so many risks in a startup, right? And there's unlimited opportunity on one level if you find the right business, but the risks are generally what makes so many startups fail and so many entrepreneurial opportunities so difficult. So what I love about what we do to help people democratize this entrepreneurial opportunity is that we take so much of the risk out of people starting their health and wellness business with Shaklee. What are the risks? First of all, you have to have a product. You have to create a product that people like. Well, we have 60 plus years of creating amazing products that customers will buy, and a lot of our customers buy for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15, 20, 30. We even have customers who've been buying for 50 years or more. Then you have warehousing and distribution and the research and development to create those products, and technology, and all these things, which are huge investments to make. And the more investments you make, the more risk that you have in the business. So we do all that so that somebody who wants to build a business with Shaklee as our platform doesn't have to. All they have to do is share the products, help inspire, coach, and support people on their journey to a healthier and better life. And that's amazing.
And that's a model, a business model that's been proven, right? Decade in and decade out here with Shaklee. How important is it what industry you're in? You know, we've talked about the model and the duplication and your social networks and being able to leverage those, but how important is it when people are thinking about what type of business to be in?
The industry is everything because you're going to work hard in whatever you do, but if you're in a declining industry, it's super hard to be successful in it. And frankly, you probably have to be a genius to be able to build a successful business in an industry that's going down. If you're in a growth business, then if you're just around it, you should grow with it. So you have the wind at your back, and that's really powerful and really helpful. So finding the right sector to be in, and then finding the right entrepreneurial opportunity in that sector. So for me, for example, I looked for a long time to find an industry that we felt we could guarantee would grow for the next 50 years.
Yeah, wow.
Right? And that's a hard thing to find. Health and wellness is definitely one of those industries. And we've been proven right so far. And the reason is that there are literally billions of people around the world who are shifting their focus to quality of life from survival. And as you care more about quality of life and as you age over time, what you care is your health. Health is everything. Health is the most beautiful thing in the world, and it's so important because without it, what do you have? You cannot enjoy your life. So that business is only going to grow over time. But it's equally important to find the right company in the business because that's how you can maximize your success.
And what about timing? You know, you hear a lot about timing. Is the right time for this, the right time for that? And I don't want to, I'm going to wait, I'm going to do. How do you think about timing? And how should people that are thinking about starting their own business sort of factor timing into all of this? It seems so tricky.
Well, there's never as good a time as today, right? In general. So at some point in your life, my only advice is don't procrastinate. Just jump into something. But don't be motivated by short-term timing, meaning there are bubbles that happen, and you sort of feel this frenzy that I have to get in now or I'm going to miss out on something. And whether it was the tulip bubble from centuries ago, whether it was the first .com bubble that I participated in and I felt the need to get in and I wanted to try to market time it, or the Bitcoin bubble that's happened recently, the cryptocurrency bubble. If you get lucky, you can get in the beginning and get out before the bubble crashes. But don't create a business based on luck. That's a bad strategy. Just go to the casino and gamble, and you're just as likely to be successful. So I got lucky in my business and was able to get in and out before the bubble crashed. But I really say, try to be in a business where the specific timing doesn't matter. The health and wellness business, whether you got in 10 years ago or you'll get in 5 years from now, it's going to grow for the next 50 years. So you're okay either way, but just make that decision to get in. And the sooner you start, the more growth you'll have. But it's not the same as a bubble. And I really can encourage, if I can say one thing, don't try to be the market timer when everyone's going into this hot thing that doesn't necessarily have long, many-year legs to it. That's gambling. So try to be in a fundamental business. And it took me a while to learn that lesson. And that's one of the gifts that my father shared with me, was always try to focus on the long run. Real wealth is created in the long term. Be in a business where the fundamentals are strong for the long term, and then jump in now.
So this list of lessons that you sort of learned and accumulated, that all led you on your journey to find Shaklee, as you were looking for something that would be that long-term legacy for you. But that wasn't easy to find, was it?
Very hard. Took me 5 years. So first is you want to be in a business that can grow for the long term and can scale. Because you want to have impact, you want to have a business that can scale beyond your efforts. So health and wellness business, fantastic industry, not only because it's growth for a long period of time, but it does so much good for people, it transforms their life. Secondly, you got to find the right company within that sector, and Shaklee pioneered the nutrition industry when Dr. Shaklee invented the multivitamin in the United States 100+ years ago. So it had this history of proven products that consumers are willing to buy for decades, and that de-risks the company profile. And then an ability to allow others to participate in this entrepreneurial platform. And I think the statistic I'm probably most proud of is that during my time at Shaklee, which hasn't been that long, we've shared $3.4 billion we've paid out to entrepreneurs as their reward for sharing these amazing health and wellness products with people that they know. And that creates a platform for other people. Again, it democratizes entrepreneurship. It allows other people. So many families have changed from small dollars to large dollars, their current state and their future. And then finally, make a difference with what you do, right? Not only do we provide health, not only provide income for people, but we also do it in a way which is all sustainable. And so we make our planet healthier, we create businesses where there are waste products, and now we turn them into great products. It's so interesting. There's a craze out there with the juice business, and I never understood it, to be honest with you, because everything that's left over from the juice is what we think is the valuable nutritional content. And so we take the nutrients, the fiber, the pulp, everything, and package that, and that is where the value is. So what other people consider
waste,
irrelevant is actually sometimes the most valuable things. And so we have the psycho-sustainability of living in harmony in nature, of being the first company in the world to fully offset our carbon emissions. We can build a business which is based on lasting and also doing good for more than just us.
And at 2 million people, more than 2 million people in, $3.4 billion in commissions paid just in your tenure, it's fair to say that you're just getting started here at Shaklee.
Yeah, my goal and dream is to get us to 10 million entrepreneurs around the world. We're helping them live healthier and better lives. And when we do that, we're probably sharing $10 billion worth of commissions to people. And if you just think of the size of that impact, both from a health perspective, from an economic perspective, it's really remarkable. You know, we've powered so many athletes to win gold, silver, and bronze medals that we rank number 8 in the all-time Olympic list of countries. And so I like to think of our economic impact and our health impact as equivalent of a small country. And what's exciting is that every single person who's a member of our Shaklee family is contributing to that result. So what you do, whether you're speaking to getting your home, yourself healthy, your family healthy, your friends, your community, your actions are helping create this massive economic and health impact on a global basis. And I just think it's just a super wonderful, exciting, rewarding and fulfilling way to earn a living.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you sharing your thoughts and your perspective.